sin. I'm here to speak to you about sin, the evil human act that violates the rational nature of man and is an offense to our moral code. Sin, not just one sin or two sins, but 7. Count them, 7 sins. 7 deadly sins. And why are they deadly, brothers and sisters? Because it leads us to perdition. Favorite club members and welcome guests, my name is Murdock, and I'm here to talk about the 7 deadly sins. But before I begin, let me reacquaint everybody what those sins are. I use the mnemonic device of pale gas, which is pride, with vanity and glory, avarice, greed, lust, we all know what that is, envy, gluttony, anger, and sloth. Now, I don't commit all my sins on Friday and Saturday night like most people do. I commit them on Sunday morning when I decide to go to church. Hear me out on this. The first thing I do is I put on my Sunday best. Now, I'm not a wealthy man, so my Sunday best consists of tight and scratchy clothing. Well, why do I put on uncomfortable clothing if they... Well, it's because it makes me look good. And there, before even leaving the house, I've hit on the sin of pride. I jump into my 78 Datsun B210 and I rattle down the street toward the church. I pull into the parking lot amongst the BMWs and Mercedes-Benz, a brand new Lexus. And as my car idles to a stop, I'm thinking I want that BMW, I want that Mercedes-Benz, I want that Lexus. I haven't even stepped into church yet and I've hit 2 sins, pride and now envy. Well, once I'm in the church, I don't sit in front. No, I don't. I sit way in the back. And the reason for this is because, well, I'm able to check out all the lovely ladies who are attendants. I know I've been doing this since I was a teenager, and it's not a place to pick up on women, but as Jimmy Carter committed adultery in his heart, I too am committing lust for that brunette in the brown dress, or the blonde over here, or the redhead to my left. And it goes like that for a while until the sermon comes. Now the sermon is often a diatribe by the priest who comes up there and he's talking about this and that. And in fact, just a couple weeks ago he was saying, church attendance is down. People don't attend anymore. And I'm thinking, well, I'm here. We're all here. I don't know why you got to get snippy with me, Father, right? But then it occurs to me, he wants us to pass the message on. So I got my phone, I call my friend. Hey, Paul, what's up? Yeah, that's me, Mike. No, I'm at church. No, the one downtown, yeah. Our Lady of the Evening, right. So the priest is talking about you, right? And I think you better get your butt down here. Well, right then, the priest catches my eye. I gotta go, okay? I thought I was helping him out. But he's glaring at me, right? Feeling a little humiliated and now frustrated. And it goes like that. And then the priest starts talking about the evils of the world. And he starts talking about the problems, and he starts pointing out some political figures and maybe some political organizations, and I'm going, whoa, wait a second, what happened to render unto Caesar that's a Caesar, you know? Separation of church and state. I'm sitting here, I can't say anything. It's all a one-sided argument, his opinion, whatever he says, and I'm just getting my frustrations, getting perturbed, to getting angry, to wrath, and before I know it, the sermon's over. And they play some pretty music, and I go back to lusting again. Until the church plate comes around. Now I see that plate coming around, I see the $5 bills and $10 bills and $20 bill, and it's coming my way. There's envelopes. I don't know what's in the envelope, a check for something. And there's a lot of loot in that 10 there, and this is only half the church. What's going on the other aisle? I mean, imagine what I could do with that take, huh? $1,000, $1,500. So I've got greed under my belt now. Now, I was raised in a place where we were supposed to fast before we go to communion, about an hour before. Well, I woke up 15 minutes before church started. So by the time I get there, I'm pretty hungry. I'm about to get the thin wafer, the sip of wine, and I'm thinking about biscuits and gravy and sausage, eggs, rashers of bacon, and a pot of coffee. Oh, what I do with that pot of coffee. And before I realize it, I've hit gluttony. 6 deadly sins, and it's not even over yet. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? Why am I here? Now, granted, I'm not acting on these sins. I'm just thinking of them. Well, except for maybe pride. But the tight collar and the scratchy pants are kind of punishment enough. So I think, what if I would have stayed home? Well, then I'd be guilty of the sin of pride, of sloth, of apathy, the sin of idleness and laziness. And, you know, for me, that's a big one. It seems to me that sloth is kind of the gateway sin to all the other sins. And I've had this issue with my life. I think most of the problems, and I don't want you to judge me, please. So I would say, in conclusion, those of you amongst you who are without sin, to cast the first stone. I thought you had a rock earlier. Thank you.